welcome to a
hot buttered review of
Avengers Endgame. Now, we tried doing a non-spoiler section of this, and we couldn't do it without it being fucking pointless.
Yeah, so we're just diving right in to spoilers. So, there's fucking spoilers! And here's your 10-second warning. And we're back with the spoiler section of our review.
Jesus Christ.
It's too difficult. You can't really talk about anything.
That's the thing. What we had was pretty much...
It was pointless.
Yeah.
He enjoyed the film. I liked it. I thought Infinity War was better. Boom. Okay. Now let's spoil the shit out of it. Are you ready? Are you ready to spoil this film?
Yes. Like when Wolverine comes in?
I was honestly hoping, praying to God, just use the word mutant. Just, they're over there by the Baxter building. But we ain't getting that. There's no Fox in this. No Deadpool shows up. You know that one scene when they start firing in the sky? I think it would have been hilarious if that was X-Force. And you play the theme. X-Force. Fuck it. Alright, so where do you want to begin? I think you want to start with Captain Marvel.
We can get to that. That's just the one thing I could talk about in the non-spoiler.
The one thing he could talk about.
I will say this. The other thing, because I said I was disappointed in two things. One of them was Captain Marvel, pretty much just because her character was so uninteresting and dull.
She's barely in it.
But even, just her personality. She looks more depressed than I am. The entire fucking movie.
She's barely in the movie. I do not... And looking at the movie, she really has no bearing on the outcomes of the movie.
Exactly.
Because she's not the one that finds Thanos. Let's just say Thanos dies in the first 10 minutes. Gets his fucking head cut off.
Which I like that bit.
He gets his ass dooku'd. He gets his ass feted.
Which actually brings me to the second thing I was disappointed in.
Alright.
The fact that Thor was fucking Lebowski.
Oh, I love that.
That was so fucking disappointing.
I have found my new Halloween costume, and I am so... My self-esteem is so high because I now have a better body than Thor. I feel great.
That was so fucking disappointing to me.
I loved it. Well, what about Banner? Everybody changed in this movie. All the Avengers changed after.
See, Banner, I didn't really understand why they felt the need to do that.
They did that in the comic book.
But still, Mark Ruffalo's barely in the fucker.
It's pretty much Bruce Banner, but he's in the form of the Hulk all the time. Which, I liked it. I thought that was cool.
I mean, I thought it was cool, but
I marked out for that. But I'm a long-time Hulk guy.
Stay green. Dab.
Hey, do you want a picture with me on Ant-Man? Who?
And that shit.
Tony has a kid.
Yeah.
And he's living in a cabin in the woods. He's pulling a Dexter Morgan. Or a Magneto. That's more Magneto. Yeah. But don't worry. The authorities don't kill his family.
Jesus.
So, yeah, and then Captain America's fucking Captain America.
Yeah.
He's leading a support group because Captain America's awesome. Team Cap.
I will say
all
this.
The way here.
He felt, because in Infinity War he was kind of useless. I mean, he didn't really do anything in Infinity War.
In this one, he's...
Exactly. I was kind of worried. I figured they wouldn't do it again. But he seemed so worthless in Infinity War because he didn't really do much.
Well,
I mean, he wasn't, Captain Marvel levels in this movie.
it's the swan song for that character.
Exactly.
This is it. What happens? We'll get to it. I don't know why you're watching this if you don't know what happened. A lot of these characters are done, and that's why I think it'll be a long time before we get another Avengers movie. I think to fill that void, and I have my X-Men theory that I'm going to throw out here later on. Look, it's a lost cause. I want a good Fantastic Four movie. I want an X-Men movie. Oh, wait a minute. I saw a trailer for it last night. Never mind. I will say this. The local theater has my intense gratitude for only running 2 trailers. Sometimes 3. 2 trailers before the movie. Because I was sitting there a half hour watching fucking trailers I'd watched on YouTube 5 times. But the Star Wars trailer gave me goosebumps. Oh. So, Captain Marvel gets a "May I speak to your manager" haircut.
See, I didn't mind that. I didn't give a shit about that. I really didn't.
I didn't care. I just figured I'd throw that joke out.
I will say this much. Well, I thought the only thing I was thinking of was...
She didn't do anything!
You're talking about in the trailer, like, well, Hawkeye's family dies, and the first thing he does is get a haircut.
At least it's 5 years, okay?
Yeah.
I'll walk that statement
I'm
back.
like, well, Captain Marvel gets a haircut. Captain America shaves.
I shaved. I got a haircut. My family's dead!
Let's see.
Uh,
I had something in mind, but... Oh! Hawkeye wasn't nearly as fucking useless as usual.
he's still the Aquaman of the Avengers.
But I still liked him a lot more in this movie.
The former Aquaman. Because my wife was giving me shit because we give Hawkeye shit all the time. Because we're like, oh, Hawkeye's fucking useless. And she's like, I don't know why you guys say that. And I'm like, because Aquaman isn't useless anymore. So someone had to fill the uselessness void. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hawkeye. Could have been Star-Lord, dumb fuck.
I fucking hate Star-Lord more than Hawkeye. And this movie didn't really help that. Not that he did anything bad, just when he's there, he's fucking stupid.
He really didn't do much either.
Well, you notice the
Of course he wasn't in there that long.
You notice most of the Guardians, like the Guardians that had died in Infinity War,
Yeah.
did jack shit. Except for Gamora.
Like, okay, all right.
Drax doesn't even have a fucking line. Like,
so you now know everybody comes back. But I guess you need to find out how.
I mean, I figured that was kind of assumed.
All right. So Thanos is dead. But he's destroyed the stones. But he's still wearing the gauntlet. That's weird. Did he wear the gauntlet?
Mm.
Oh, he's not wearing the gauntlet? Okay, fuck it. I wasn't paying attention. I was probably taking a piss. Because it's 3 hours.
Did you go during the Hawkeye scene?
Huh? I went, I don't remember when I went to the gym.
See, I made it all the way through.
I lucked out because our restroom was right by the theater. So if I moved fast, it was 30 seconds. Usually I had to push a little kid down that was going to see, like, the missing link or whatever. I'm like, out my damn way! Seen Infinity War! Infinity Gauntlet!
Endgame.
Fuck. I really wanted that title. Yeah, so it jumps 5 years later, everybody's doing their thing. And then Ant-Man shows up and says, let's travel through time. Which, now that they have time travel, means none of these characters are actually dead. Because we can go back and pull them into...
See, I was worried that that's what they were going to do.
They technically did with Nebula.
Well, with
Thanos!
With a dead character.
Yeah.
That was
well,
weird.
yeah, Thanos was dead. They brought him back.
Well, a dead main character that's actually fucking relevant and not a piece of shit.
Thanos? Those are fighting words if you're talking about our Lord and Savior Thanos.
It's Thanos.
Hashtag Thanos was right. Every day when I commute, all I think of is Thanos was fucking right. Thanos was fucking right. So, 5 years later, Ant-Man shows up. He's been chilling in the quantum realm. He lucks out because a rat turns on.
I hated that. I'm not giving that as much shit, but I'm like, wow, convenient.
He doesn't know what's going on, so he ends up in a memorial and sees, hey, look, I'm dead! His daughter's still alive. Then he goes to the Avengers headquarters. Come up with time travel. They go talk to Tony. Tony's like, fuck you. I have a family. You want me to try this time travel bullshit? No, blow me. So they leave, they talk to Banner. Meanwhile, Tony figures out how to do time travel, and they travel through time. We're really condensing this.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's shit we're missing. That's when everyone splits up to go to different times because they figure out where each Infinity Stone is. At this point, I would compare the film to the final episode of Seinfeld because it turns into a clip show. But it's more entertaining. It's better than the last episode of Seinfeld. Which, ironically, when I told my wife this last night, she said, I knew exactly what you were going to say about that scene, that it was the final episode of Seinfeld.
Same here.
Because they all go back to different movies to get the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Which means someone has to go chill. You know, they go... You see the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy. You see the Avengers. What else was there? They talk to Doctor Strange, boss.
No.
Loki steals the Tesseract and disappears, setting up his new Disney Plus series.
That's the thing. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, wait, he escapes with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
So where the fuck is he at? And if
you'll be able to catch Loki on Disney Plus this November.
And wherever the fuck he is,
Disney Plus.
Does he still get killed?
No.
We don't know that.
No, because there's something about they can't change. I don't know how the fuck that works. Banner explains it, and it totally throws everything I learned in Back to the Future and the Terminator out the fucking window, so I don't know. Something about you can't change what happens. Because that's like somebody said, why don't you just go kill baby Thanos?
Yeah.
Well, you can't change everything. I don't know. Fuck it. It's dark. Yeah, Rhodey's like, why don't we just find baby Thanos and... I'm like, what the fuck?
First off, that's horrible.
I actually thought Rhodes and Nebula were going to hook up for a minute.
Yeah, me too.
That would have been hilarious. You know, if they made a baby, it'd be Darth Vader.
God damn it.
So, yeah, you see how pretty much they steal the Infinity Stones back. Like they steal from Quill. Just fucking hilarious.
See, that's the reason I kind of hated Star-Lord in this movie even more. Just because this is... this is how they take it from him. Well, he doesn't really have it at this point, but to get rid of him at that point, they just walk up, boom!
Yeah.
Done!
Hail Hydra.
Okay, that bit was fucking hilarious. Because I'm pretty sure that's a stab at the comic.
Oh, yeah.
Hail Hydra.
They almost reenacted the elevator fight from, was that Civil War?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, from Civil War with Captain America and all the Hydra guys. Or maybe it was
either
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was Winter Soldier.
It was Winter Soldier. And instead of Cap fighting them for that spear thing, whatever the fuck it is, you can tell I'm well versed in this. He says, the director told me to take that. And he leans in and says, Hail Hydra. And I'm like, oh shit. Hell yeah. And then Cap fights himself. Which is awesome.
That is America's ass.
America's ass. Lebowski Thor.
I'm still fucking pissed about that.
I'm sorry. I think I can pull off Lebowski Thor easier than America's Ass. I actually want to go to the Disney Halloween party to go as Lebowski Thor. I want to go to like where the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is and say, "Where's the beer, little ones?
There's beer on the...
Can you craft me a new weapon, dwarfs?"
There's beer on the ship. What kind?
What kind? So you got that shit going on. Meanwhile, Thanos is chilling because he's alive at this point. And apparently they realize that present day Nebula is leeching on their Wi-Fi. So he's able to dig into her memory and sees what the fuck's going on. He's like, oh shit, I pulled this shit off. But these motherfuckers are trying to switch it back. Oh, we're not playing that shit. So there's two Nebulas. And then Gamora's still, rah rah Team Thanos. So you have that going on. Which means they're going to send back the fake Nebula. More on that later. But then, the Yellowstones. The Red Skull. Hawkeye and Black Widow have to go chill with the Red Skull. Which, if you've seen Infinity War, you know what the cost is. A bean burrito from Taco Bell.
Is Deadpool in charge of it? You want the Soul Stone, you either jump off the cliff or you give me a...
Could you imagine?
What
if they sent Deadpool? And they're like, you have to throw off something you love. And he takes out Chalupa, just throws it on there.
I'm sorry.
I just want Deadpool to remake all the Marvel movies now.
I want. You know what they should do now? Say fuck it and make Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Don't have it connected or anything.
They're not doing that.
But just have a scene where he walks up.
So it's Hawkeye and Black Widow. So someone is going to die. So they fight over who's going to die. Meaning each one of them is willing to die to get the stone. And in the end, our winner or loser? I mean,
The person who dies or the person who doesn't die?
yeah, I don't know how you call that.
The person who dies is Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow dies, which means, you know that Black Widow movie you've been hearing about for so long? You're probably not fucking getting it.
I heard they're making it, though.
It's going to have to be set in the past.
Well, I mean, we have a whole backstory that...
Or
no
you
one's
can
explained.
time travel and bring her back.
No, we have a whole backstory no one's explained.
Oh, Black Widow?
Yeah. It's just slightly referenced, and then they never said anything about it.
You know, honestly, I think that movie would be more interesting than half of what they have planned.
It would be.
Yeah. Because the
Or
shit-
Captain Marvel's entire personality.
You need to see Captain Marvel. He has not seen Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel does have personality.
I'm seeing no proof of this. Every trailer, she's a fucking piece of cardboard, and this movie did not prove that.
Captain Marvel. It explains why her personality the way it is, but it changes.
So now she's stuck like this. That's what I'm getting here.
Not really.
Sure seems like it.
Just watch Captain fucking Marvel.
Movie's so
She's
bad.
upset because Nick Fury's dead.
Wow, she has emotion.
Dead. Alright, so they got the stones. They all come back. They build an infinity gauntlet.
See, I like that. I was really happy to find out
It's an
that
Iron Man.
that was a fucking
Infinity
Iron Man
Gauntlet.
glove.
And they're all chilling, So they're like, who the fuck's going to wear this thing? Because you have to, as we had set up in Guardians of the Galaxy, holding one will kill you. So holding off 5. So
Six.
the big winner is
6.
5, 6, fuck it. They don't care. They're probably stoned on a fucking couch right now.
Like Lebowski Thor?
Lebowski Thor. You know, they're playing Fortnite.
Yeah. Another part of why I was disappointed with that.
I think it would have been funny if they had been playing the Spider-Man game.
See, The problem with that is that's a Sony-owned property.
Or GTA 5. Thor, this 9-year-old shot me down with this jet fighter.
It's the kid again.
It's a kid again. So, they build a gauntlet. The only person that's able to take the gamma radiation, so we know who's slapping that fucker on. It's going to be my man, the Hulk. So he puts it on. Snap. Oh, right. I can't snap with my left hand, so fuck it. It gets snapped. And I guess there's more birds. That's how Ant-Man figures it out. I said, oh, the birds. I don't know. Somehow Ant-Man's like, I think it worked.
And then Thanos comes in and fucks their shit
Because
up.
Nebula opens up the time portal. And Thanos.
Past Nebula.
Yeah. Past Nebula, because they flip-flopped. So, Thanos shows up. You know what's going to happen. Big fight. Just when it looks like the shit's going to hit the fan and Thanos is going to win.
See, for a second. Because there's a shot where Rocket comes in, a Rocket, not the raccoon, comes in, blows up the fucking window. I thought they killed
I thought they killed Ant-Man. I'm like,
really?
how the fuck did Ant-Man survive? He's just a dude.
I thought they fucking killed Ant-Man. I'm like, Jesus.
Don't kill Ant-Man. Take Hawkeye. Not Ant-Man.
I'd rather have Hawkeye.
Than Ant-Man?
Yes.
I like Ant-Man. So then there's a big fucking fight. They're all fighting for the gauntlet. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts showing up. Because they're all fucking alive. We're alive. So where'd they wake up?
From what?
Exactly where they were? Oh, yeah,
yeah,
they did.
Because Spider-Man, he says that he wakes up there. He wakes up on the planet still.
Yeah.
And Strange gets him in there.
But they got Doctor Strange, who has his Metro card.
Which, here's my thing. Wasn't there a point where they were stuck on the planet?
Yeah, but Doctor Strange can go anywhere.
Yeah, why didn't he do that in the first place?
Why didn't he do that with the...
Or did he die before he got to do that? Like, was Thanos gone before he got to do that, or... No, he wasn't, because Thanos was on Earth. So why the fuck didn't he just do that in the first place?
Here's my question. Why didn't he just do that with the Infinity Gauntlet? Because they already cut off a guy's hand. Earlier, the same way.
I did like that they started before they killed Thanos in the beginning.
They cut his fucking hand off.
Immediately.
Whoops! So he's wearing the gauntlet. He's got the gauntlet on.
I think he puts it on.
I don't know. I gotta see it again. So there's another big fight, and what it boils down to, Thanos gets the gauntlet. He's putting it on, and his new thing is, fuck all this. Fucking done. Just gonna wipe out everything and start over. Like this video, we probably should have done that.
Oh, and Cap's worthy.
Oh yeah, Cap's handling the goddamn hammer. Thor's hammer. Which you're probably wondering, how did Thor's hammer come back? Well, Thor stole it. When he went back in time.
So did he fuck the timeline by doing that?
You can't fuck the timeline according to Banner.
Then how did he get another fucking hammer?
I don't know. This is a very loose time travel ruled centric thing.
That's my thing.
It is not like Back to the Future and the Terminator. Apparently you could do whatever the fuck you want because it's already happened. It just won't. Because there's a point where since Loki steals the Tesseract, they have to go back to 1970 and steal the Tesseract, where Tony runs into his dad and Cap gets to see Peggy Carter. They don't talk, but hell, Tony has a long discussion with his old man. But they steal a Tesseract from 1970. That would null and void everything that just happened.
Exactly. Well, they brought it back.
Yeah, they did bring it back.
They bring it back
yeah.
in the end.
At the end of the movie, they bring it back. So Tony actually goes to grab the Infinity Gauntlet, and in one of, I don't know how Thanos didn't notice it, he ripped all the stones off of it while he was pulling on it. To which Tony then puts it on, I guess, just his Iron Man
Yeah, I think so.
glove. Puts them on, gets hit with a gamma, and snaps his fingers. And then all of Thanos' army turns to dust, including Thanos himself. And that's it. And then Tony dies from gamma radiation poisoning. The end.
Not quite.
No, not quite. We had a funeral,
Funeral.
which is just throwing flowers in a lake with Tony's heart.
Proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
And then at the end,
At the end, like I said, they have to bring back the stones to their original date. So it's a whole explanation that Banner has with, what's her fucking name? Isn't it Tilda Swinton?
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
And
the Master,
when
I
he,
don't know.
when he goes back, he has a whole discussion about, like, there can be, like, rifts in time if he doesn't bring the stone back.
So it is the Terminator.
I don't fucking know.
Why didn't it just get Doc Brown to be like, all right, you're on this line here.
That's pretty much the same thing.
If you don't bring the stone back, you will have an alternate 1985.
That's pretty much what they did. They just did it more complicated.
Yeah.
But
They didn't have a chalkboard. They had CGI.
but they decide they send Cap back to bring them all back. At that moment, I knew exactly what they were fucking doing. Like, you're gonna send Cap back.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. And I like it more the fact they did it this way because nothing malfunctioned. He just stays.
He just said, fuck it.
And
Because it doesn't change anything.
because they try to bring him back, and next thing you know, he's sitting on a bench.
Yeah, he's just sitting on a bench, a 90-year-old man.
And then he gives the shield to Falcon.
And he's wearing a wedding ring. And then it cuts to a flashback back to the 40s, and it's him and Peggy Carter dancing in their house. And that's the end of the movie.
And then it cuts to black.
Who called that shit?
See, I thought it was gonna.
If you throw enough darts at a dartboard, you're gonna hit something.
See, I thought it was something with it was gonna be something with the PIM crystals.
See,
Because I thought they were gonna do it, but I
Yeah.
thought the PIM crystals were gonna fuck up. I thought because the PIM crystals, they say they only have enough for a trip there and a trip back, and I'm like, something's gonna happen where he's gonna have to use the other trip to go to the 40s, and he's just gonna be stuck.
now here's the thing you gotta remember: you can bring these characters back with time travel now.
I don't know if you can with the Soul Stone. Well, yeah, you can because they did it with Gamora. Never mind. Never mind.
How did they bring that stone back?
That's a good fucking question. How did they bring the stone back?
I want that movie. I want Captain America to show up with the Soul Stone to give it to Red Skull. Holy shit!
How did you think that conversation went? Oh, another note, how did he get to space? Because I'm assuming, because he could have taken multiple trips, right?
I don't know how they did that.
Because here's the thing, he went to the 40s, right? So he would have had to have gone to present day.
He put all the stones back.
Yeah, he would have had to go
And then-
to like
then
20.
went-
He
and
would have had to
then
go
went back to the end of the
2014 and
war.
2012 to get into the fucking bring the stones back. So he had to have been able to move through time.
To go back, he would have had to go back because they did that the same time as Guardians of the Galaxy, so that would have been 2014.
They went 2014, 2012, and then getting the Soul Stone didn't really matter as long as it was before Infinity War.
I just want to know if there was a conversation.
Hey!
Long time no see, buddy. What's up? You been here? Man, I've been frozen in ice. Man, you got fucked.
Jesus.
Yeah, I just want to give this back. Well, the only way you can give that back is if you throw your arch nemesis off this cliff. Okay! Dun 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 dun. I want that movie. Do you think they're gonna make a movie with Steve Rogers
They won't.
taking the stones back?
They won't.
No. I think Steve Rogers is done. All right. So, any problems? What did you like? What didn't you like?
My only I've already said my problems, which were Captain Marvel and the utter disappointment of Thor.
I'm disappointed in Thor. I really like what they did with Thor.
To explain what we're talking about,
A lot of people hate the Thor thing.
I fucking hate the Thor thing.
I've talked to a couple people who are like, I wanted abs Thor. I got tubby Thor.
It's not even abs Thor. I would have been fine if it was Tubby Thor and he was actually badass, but it's more the fact that he's just a fucking idiot.
He's drunk!
Exactly. But he doesn't sober up until the very fucking end. I fucking hate it. I don't mind Tubby Thor. I mean, yeah, it's weird. But I'm like, come on. I just want Thor. And now they set it up to where they make it seem like he's going to be in Guardians 3.
He sets up New Asgard on Earth. And, of course, he's drunk the whole time. And he ends up just... Because Valkyrie's there, which Valkyrie is fucking wasted in this movie. She shows up like 5 minutes.
Still has more of a personality than Captain Marvel.
But Thor's like, you make a better king than I am. So he lets her be king. And then he boards the ship with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then there's a little pissing contest over who the captain is.
Can we at least fix him before the next movie?
He'll be fixed.
Because I fucking hate...
He'll be fixed.
I fucking hated that.
So Thor's the Guardian of the Galaxy?
Can we just call it Thor 4 now? I'd rather just have Thor 4. Because, honestly, at this rate, I fucking hate Star-Lord.
Maybe they'll find the Fantastic Four.
It's probably what they're going to do.
I'm really jonesing for that shit.
It's probably what they're going to do. Ready for the Captain Marvel sequel?
I did find a possible plot hole.
Which is?
The end of the movie. Spider-Man's back in high school. And his buddy's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's 5 years later.
Yeah.
Unless his buddy just suddenly came back and they're like, hey, you want to go back to high school? I don't know. That's a possible plot hole. I'm just calling that right there. Yeah, it happens. I'm trying to think if... I didn't really have any problems with it.
See, those were my only two things.
I do think, and I don't want to sound sexist, I think the whole scene where you had all the girls together was a little much.
Yeah, I remember thinking that. I had forgotten about that, though.
I'm not complaining about it because I really don't care, but I'm sure
it felt blatant.
And
I don't like that.
Yeah. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of complaints about that because they're complaining about Captain Marvel smiling. And I can't wait to hear the comments about her hair. I've made a joke about them. I don't fucking care.
I don't care.
I liked her movie. I like Shazam better because Captain Marvel was pretty much paint-by-numbers Marvel origin movie. Shazam was something different. I really like the ending of Shazam, which maybe we'll review on here. Who knows? We were going to with Pet Sematary, but that would have been an hour and fucking half. That's really the only thing that stuck out.
See, I had forgotten about that. But yeah, it felt incredibly blatant.
Yeah.
Like, although I do have to commend them for one thing that I didn't even fucking realize. In that support group, I just read this on Twitter, actually. In that support group, the guy's talking about how he's having a hard time finding a relationship.
Yeah.
And he's gay, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't fucking notice. But people were saying...
Do you know who that was?
Who?
That was one of the directors. That was Joe Russo.
Oh.
And then the older guy what's that? I can't remember his name, but he created Thanos.
Well, my thing about that is it was so natural. And the reason that got brought up is because the whole thing with all the ladies in the one thing being so fucking blatant. But then you have that which is so natural and isn't meant to stick out like a sore thumb.
You know, and that's a good point. That's one way and another way. It almost felt like that was tacked on.
Exactly.
And you know, Thanos would shut the fuck up. He would have won. He talks a little too much. Like a Bond villain. I'm going to soliloquy to you right now. Stan Lee's cameo.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
It's not the best one,
No.
but
You know how badly I wanted him to be Captain America?
that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to make him Captain America. And if that happened, I was probably going to weep openly in the theater.
Same here.
Oh, by the way, Falcon gets a shield, so...
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, does that mean the Falcon TV series is actually Captain America and Bucky Barnes?
Yeah.
Call it Bucky Barnes. Come on.
See, I would have preferred if he gave the shield to Bucky. That's my fucking thing. So, he comes back, and who does he see? Falcon. I know they kind of had a thing in the beginning where they were, like, friends, but we haven't talked about that since the beginning.
It's a Nightfall thing. It's like, fuck you, Dick Grayson. I'm going to give it to this guy I don't even know.
Pretty much.
No, because it's not that blatant.
Yeah.
You know, this guy with the mysterious past that looks like he has a temper. Yeah, he's Batman now. Fuck you, Dick Grayson. You've only been training for this your entire fucking life. Every video, Batman reference. We gotta get Batman reference in there.
That's why I can't give Grant Morrison too much shit, because he at least gave Nightwing the fucking cow.
But yeah.
Anyway, let's get away from DC now.
It sounds like a lot of people getting away from DC now. But since you brought up DC, actually, the Marvel slate is soft. I mean, honestly, the only two movies that look interesting are Doctor Strange and Black Panther.
And I don't care about either.
I'll go see Black Panther.
Doctor Strange, maybe.
I worry that Black Panther 2 isn't going to be as strong as Black Panther just because I don't know. No, the Killmonger. Your movie is only as good as your villain. That's the thing.
The thing about Black Panther was I didn't think it was that strong anyway, because it felt like a to the numbers Marvel movie. On top of the fact that Killmonger's right, like,
I love those villains that he's got fucking points.
See, I love those too, but there's a point where you can't cross this line where
And
you're
Thanos
like
trashed
your hero.
that in this movie because he's like, "Fuck it, I'm killing everybody."
There's this line you can't cross though, where you're like, yeah, the hero's a dick. That's what Black Panther crossed. Because, in all honesty, yeah, Killmonger's kind of a shitty leader, but he's right. And T'Challa's kind of an asshole.
Killmonger was right.
That's my
as was Thanos.
T'Challa's a dick though, and that's my thing. I'm like,
yeah, but
I can't sympathize
the
with
whole
you.
point
He's
of that
right.
movie is he learns to not be a dick.
But he is a
At the
dick.
end, he's not a dick.
But it's Killmonger's. It's his right to it.
And it started in Civil War because he didn't kill Zebo. I can't pronounce his name. There's another villain. It's just a fucking guy. But you understand what he's doing.
See, I like that villain.
Yeah. I love Killmonger.
I love Killmonger.
That's
he's
what-
fucking right.
That's what I'm worried about Black Panther 2 is that will it have as strong a villain as Killmonger?
Probably not.
I don't know what Black Panther villains there are.
Me neither.
And that's the other thing with Doctor Strange. I mean,
See, there's a reason.
that villain wasn't that strong, honestly.
I think that's a part of why they aren't as popular as the others. because their villain lineup isn't nearly as strong. Because
But
let's be honest here. Captain America doesn't have as many villains, but he's got Red Skull,
that's a massively big villain.
and not to mention huge anti-Nazi propaganda.
Yeah.
Spider-Man has his villains.
Oh God, that's
I
okay.
didn't get into that.
Spider-Man villains. Is his list second to Batman?
Probably.
I mean,
See,
honestly,
and Iron Man wasn't that popular before the movie.
because I remember 2008 being like, why did the fucking Iron Man movie?
See, he wasn't that popular before the movie. One thing I would like to point out, though, did you notice his suit in this movie? It looks like the fucking comic.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like red and the arms are all gold. And he's got the red gloves. I noticed that and I fucking geeked out. Like, yes! They never did it!
I like that Steve Rogers apparently stole his shield back too in the end.
Yeah.
Because it got broke. But back to DC. No, I think that's been Marvel's. That was their initial problem. When they had, because Phase 2 was a weak phase. Because the villains were,
What movies consisted of Phase 2?
I think,
Because I'm not sure.
Thor 2,
Fuck. When your starting point is that, I don't blame you.
I think.
Iron Man 3? What was Iron Man?
Well, they ruined that villain. That's their fault.
I just had a discussion about that.
About the Mandarin.
Yeah, because me and one of my coworkers talked about the fucking Mandarin in Iron Man 3. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I just heard somebody else say Iron Man 3 would have been great if it wasn't for
Oh, it would have been fucking awesome.
the big switcheroo with the Mandarin. Then I also heard at Tony Stark's funeral, the kid from Iron Man 3 is at the funeral.
I thought about that while I was watching it, because I wanted...
Honestly, when they said they needed another big brain, were you thinking Reed Richards?
If they would have done
Because
that.
I was!
That's not what I thought, but I was hoping there'd be some reference.
No, they're going to build. They're going to build off that. But yeah, I mean...
Anyway, back to DC.
Well, the thing now that they have Fox isn't just the characters, the villains.
Magneto.
They have Dr. fucking Doom now. They have Galactus. They have Apocalypse. Which I don't know if they want to go back down that fucking trail yet. But I mean, Dr. Doom is such a major villain for Marvel. I mean, you could probably do... Dr. Doom could be like Loki.
More than Loki.
3 to 4 movies. But that means you gotta do Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's do it right.
Now, there's one thing I'd like to discuss.
Oh, by the way, Tony Stark fell here. Which, I'm like, well, that's fitting. Moving on.
I have to check something real quick.
Huh.
Does it still work? Holy
Holy
it still
shit.
works. But anyway, let's get to the part.
Lord of Thunder.
The part I want to discuss. Oh, not to mention the part where he brings Tony back. Because at one point they make Tony's heart malfunction to get the Tesseract.
Yeah.
And Thor's way of fixing it is like, okay. Ding!
That worked!
But now what I want to discuss is parts that made you emotional.
You go first. Because mine are all weird.
See, I had quite a few. Like, the fucking beginning got to me.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. These movies are your generation's Star Wars.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's what they are. They are so steeped in the pop culture They're your generation of Star Wars. Iron Man came out when you were 7 years old.
Yeah.
I remember taking you to go see Iron Man when you were 7 years old at the theater you work at now. The fuck? That was a good place to put that. My phone just cut one. I had this nice emotional moment when I'm talking about taking you to go see Iron Man when you're 7 years old. My phone fucking farts. Thanks. Live television on tape. But yeah, they started when you were 7. You're graduating high school now. Pretty much your entire childhood has been Marvel.
And both Marvels have ended.
Yeah.
My childhood's dead.
Oh yeah, because X-Men's done.
See?
And that's the other thing. Who the fuck's gonna die in that?
See, X-Men's not going to be that much of a problem because it's not the original cast.
And you know it's getting rebooted.
It's not even that, because I'm going to miss this X-Men.
Which I'm gonna talk about.
I'm going to
My
miss...
plan for the X-Men.
I'd prefer this X-Men, but I know it's not going to happen. But it's not the original cast, so I don't give as much of a fuck.
Yeah.
If it was still Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, yeah. But to me, Logan is the end. Logan is the end game of this universe.
It pretty well was, because it was at the end of it was at the end of the timeline.
Yeah. But anyway, let's discuss this.
Okay.
The first part that got me was actually the opening Hawkeye scene. Not too bad, but it kind of got to me a little bit.
Damn, that's that's before even the title card, the production card.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Then let's see.
Pansy.
Let's see.
Yeah, you're gonna love mine.
I'm trying to think of what came after that. I know the ending got to me a little bit
Which part?
when he comes back.
Oh hell yeah! Oh god!
Iron Man dying.
I didn't lose it when Iron Man died. It was kind of like Han Solo.
See, I didn't lose it at all.
You know, when Han Solo died, people were like weeping profusely in the theater, and honestly, people weren't really doing that at the showing I went to when Tony died.
Neither mine. Krista was.
Yeah.
The funeral almost got to me. When Lang meets his daughter again,
Yeah.
kind of got to me.
God,
That got to Krista. That really got to Krista.
you're emotional as hell.
There was another one. I don't remember what it was. Fuck.
The big one was Cap as an old man, and then it shows him
Yeah,
with
that
Peggy
one.
Carter. Because
Yeah.
that is the way I wanted it to end. I mean,
Oh, and I just remembered how they know people were coming back.
Huh.
Hawkeye got a call from his wife.
oh yeah. The first one that got me, this will show you how odd I am. When Cap gets fucking shield back.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get fucking shield. And then the other one was the goddamn conversation between Tony's daughter and Happy Hogan about cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that was
fuck!
That was in the middle of the funeral.
God! I was fine for the funeral, now I'm like, cheeseburgers? I was hungry, too. Fucking Monty's closed at 8. I got out at 8:15. Couldn't get a Cuban. Fuckers. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I really didn't get emotional with Black Widow scene.
I did a little bit, but not nearly as much as.
Yeah, there was some weeping, but I was like,
I will say this though. I'm saying that I got emotional for these. Logan got me more.
yeah, Logan. Oh,
Logan got me more.
Logan was. They played that shit up, and then I'm wondering if X-Men's going to do something like that.
See, they can't though because they're all not the original cast, and that doesn't matter to me. The only one that might bother me a little bit is Fassbender. That's about it.
Oh, don't kill Magneto!
He's
God
going
damn
to
it.
die. He is going to die.
Ah!
Everyone is going to die.
That is my favorite Marvel character out of everyone.
I'm just glad
It's
McKellen.
Magneto, then Captain America. I know it's
Okay.
a weird list.
Do you want to know something? You want to really impress me, Fox? I want
Fox
you.
doesn't exist anymore.
I want you
Well, I guess
to at least allude to something for me, just to make me happy here. So in Logan, at the end, Laura goes to Eden. You allude that this motherfucker went to Canada. That's all I need. That is all I fucking need. That's all I need from you.
I think they'll do it.
If they just allude that he starts a place called Eden in Canada, and I would be fucking happy with it. That's all I need.
And play the goddamn X-Men cartoon theme at the end.
They won't do that.
I really want that in a movie.
I want it on a ringtone. I just want it on a ringtone, at least. But if you just, even more so if you kill everyone off but him. But even then, it wouldn't matter at that point, because I'd like him to just set up X-Men, but...
Because then you just have a new... If everyone dies except him, you've got a different timeline.
Yeah, and plus Xavier will be dead.
Yeah, because then Logan's in a separate timeline.
And also meaning the Statue of Liberty never happened.
Now, how's time travel working? The X-Men universe as opposed to the MCU universe. I mean, look.
Well, in that one, they made it more simple. Like, you go back, you kill the midget, you're done.
Well, I guess the actual time travel, you just go back in someone's body, in your own body.
Yeah, just younger you.
But, are you ready for my X-Men theory? How you can introduce the X-Men?
Sure.
This probably isn't going to pan out, but... Okay.
We're clean. We're very clean here.
Let's say Xavier has had his school, and it's been for exceptional children. There's actually mutants, all that's the same. And for years, he's been getting into it with Eric about how they should proceed, just like every other X-Men story. And what happens is, when the whole thing goes down and they do the thing where they have to sign the paperwork in Civil War, what if that's when Eric starts to get really nervous? Because technically Scarlet Witch is a mutant. And that's when they start really clashing in ideology.
That'd be the way to do it.
Then, I already told you this part. Here's my other part. What if all this Infinity Stone shit, snapping, unsnapping, snapping, unsnapping, causes more mutations in people down the line, and more people become mutated because of, and then, you set this movie 10 years into the future, because they already jumped 5. So you set 10 years from Infinity Gauntlet, Endgame. And all these mutants are popping up. And everyone's getting nervous like they did in Civil War. And they want to start registering mutants. And then that's when the snap, metaphorical snap, occurs. And that's when you get your first full-fledged X-Men movie. Would that work?
I mean, it'd kind of work. I think it's kind of a stretch.
I've been trying to figure out a way for the X-Men to come into this without doing a serious retcon of everything. And I'm like, that's the only way I can see it working.
But connecting it just feels useless. There's no point.
Well, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be fully connected, but these events have accelerated what was already happening. Because I think in the original comics, they said there was an uptick in mutations because of the atomic bomb being dropped in Japan. So why couldn't all this shit going on, people turning to dust and then coming back, start causing mutations? And there were already mutants out there. Because Scarlet Witch is there.
Yeah.
You could still have a Wolverine. And you still have Professor X, and you still have Magneto, and you can still have Mystique, and all those people still floating around. But there's just an uptick, and then about 10 years later, you start getting these teenagers, when they hit puberty, they're starting to, and maybe one of the things you can have is, well, they were snapped. I think that would work.
Or there's a simpler way of doing this.
What?
Just start it off early, start the whole ideology clash, and just have Xavier have his small school. Because we don't need to acknowledge that they're mutants when they aren't relevant.
No, I wouldn't. All I would say is that these kids don't even know they're mutants.
And then have Eric leave, and then have the movie pick up when he comes back with his Brotherhood.
I think that would do it. Excited for it. Fantastic Four. Got an easy way to bring them in. I mean,
Yeah, it's easy.
just set it in the 60s. Oh, we're finding Galactus. Boom. No, seriously. This just popped in my head. You could have replaced Captain Marvel with Silver Surfer.
You could replace Captain Marvel with a fucking rock.
No, she takes down that ship.
A rock can do that too.
But Silver Surfer. Can you imagine that theater Silver Surfer showed up?
Who's that?
Yeah, a lot of the kids would be like, who the fuck's that? Then there'd be old guys, holy shit, Silver Surfer!
I'd be like, oh no.
God.
All I know from Silver Surfer is shit. Either
No,
Fantastic
no,
Four
no.
2 or the game.
No. Galactus.
Is he gonna be a fucking cloud?
I don't know. I hope they push Doctor Doom, though. That's what I want the next big one to be.
See, I want him to be like the one in the Fantastic Four remake. Because I fucking love that one. Because he's fucking badass.
But yeah, it's the end of an era, and like I said, you kids grew up with it. This was your guys' Return of the Jedi.
Everything fucking ends this year. Avengers, done. X-Men, done. Star Wars, done.
I'm going to be really honest, Star Wars ended in 1983.
It's ending now, shut the fuck up.
It's just been on life. Like I said, though, I'll be there opening night, though.
I think this one's gonna be good.
I'll be there. Star Wars, The Fan Service Awakens.
Just has a very shitty title.
Look, it's Boba Fett! Look, it's Dengar!
James Mangold's fucking
Boba Fett movie got canceled. They're all there are no Star Wars movies on tap after this.
You know what pisses me off? They cancel them after they're like, yeah, we're gonna do interesting ones now.
Yeah, I'm psyched for those.
Oh, fuck you. Never mind.
What?
They did Rogue One, then they did Solo. Okay, we're gonna do Kenobi and Boba Fett. Oh, you didn't like Solo? Fuck you. Cancel.
They should have got us hooked with Boba Fett. Rogue One was good,
They should have done.
but Boba Fett.
They should have done Boba Fett, and they should have done Kenobi.
I do not understand why we needed that Solo movie, but we got it, so enjoy. You got Darth Maul again. Come on, you got Darth Maul.
I'd rather have Boba Fett for an entire fucking movie. You want to have Darth Maul in the movie? Do his own fucking movie.
Speaking of Boba Fett, is Captain Phasma going to be in this movie for her 5 minutes? And then we presume she's dead.
God.
Plot twist, Phasma, Palpatine's daughter. You heard it here first.
Wow, what a downgrade.
Because
You've been... Palpatine's daughter, you've been downgraded to Boba Fett standards.
supposedly her armor is made from the metal from his shuttle.
The fuck?
That's what I heard.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? What's the point of that?
I don't know.
Even if it is his daughter, I want my I want my armor to be built out of my dead father's aircraft.
I hope when I'm long gone, you build a suit out of my truck.
You want me to build a suit out of your fucking Trailblazer? Is that what you want?
I'm a Trailblazer.
Used to, piece of shit.
Fuck you. Don't you talk about that.
Here, go into a fucking junkyard. Hey, can you cut up this this Chrysler Town and Country for me? I'm trying to make some Stormtrooper armor.
Do you know what the nickname for a Trailblazer is?
Piece of shit.
No, TB, because it's like having tuberculosis.
Dying?
Pretty much, yeah, it dies a lot. You know, this was a review for Avengers Endgame, and we've talked about Batman, Star Wars, and Trailblazers.
And tuberculosis.
Because Dutch has a plan. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being Spider-Man 3.
There's less than Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is like a 2.
Fuck you.
You know what's worse than Spider-Man 3?
What?
Manos.
No.
You know what's worse than
Manos had no money.
You know what's worse than Spider-Man 3?
What?
The Amazing Bulk. You know what's worse than Spider-Man 3? Oh fuck, what's it called? Birdemic.
No.
You know what's worse than Spider-Man 3? Purely because it's boring as fuck.
What?
Thor the Dark World. Moving on.
Okay. So what's your rating?
Do we do decimals here? I don't remember.
You could do a half.
I'm stuck between 4.5 and a 5.
Oh, a 5?
A 5. You never explained why you liked Infinity War better.
I don't know if it's because it was darker, or if it's because it wasn't a clip show. I preferred Infinity War better. I like movies where you don't have a happy ending. That's just personal. But I'm not trashing Endgame. I'm giving Endgame a solid 4. Because I gave Infinity War 4.5. I liked Infinity War better. But this was good. I would recommend it. Unless you hate superhero movies, then you will hate it. Unless you like superheroes dying.
I hated the rest of the Marvel movies. Should I see Endgame?
That was actually something I read on Twitter.
I know, that's why I said that.
Yeah, I gave Black Panther a B- and Doctor Strange a C. The rest of them I give D. Should I go see Endgame and buy into the hype? And Disney's like, yeah, you should see Endgame twice. Everyone's like, stay home, save your money. I'm like,
You had to fucking ask.
hey, I've seen 2 episodes of Game of Thrones.
You should watch the series finale.
I should. I should watch it tonight. It's good.
Tonight's not the series finale, is it?
No, tonight's the big to-do. People are going to die tonight because people are like, man, Endgame's coming out the weekend of the... It's some battle. I don't watch Game of Thrones. All right? There. I said it. I have 2 other things to admit. I have never seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Same. I would like to keep it that way.
I have never seen the entire Matrix trilogy.
What have you seen?
I saw the first one almost 20 years ago and have never gone back.
Stop there.
The sad part is, I own all 6 of those films. I've never seen them.
For the record, for those of you who like Matrix 2, go fuck yourself. Moving on.
I'll tell you a story about that third Matrix movie. Because it was a big release.
Well, yeah, and it was shit.
I worked with some guys.
Absolute fucking garbage.
They had 6 a.m. showings. Jesus Christ is right. So, they went at 6 a.m. because they were big Matrix marks. They go in. They watch the movie. They walk out. And then they came to work, and I was, it was like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm like, so how was it? And they said, that was the first time we ever walked out of a movie theater, and no one said anything. They were just quiet. And with the Phantom Menace, we're going back to disappointing movies. Let's keep that rolling. People went to the movie, didn't like it, couldn't figure out why they didn't like it, and then went again. If you look at the Phantom Menace, it's like number 11 all time in domestic gross. Because people wanted to like it and went to see it again. That's why it's so up there. And that's why the others are lower. Because people didn't do that time. Endgame's making a shit ton of money. It's probably going to break the weekend record.
Yeah.
Their thing is probably going to make $1 billion domestically.
Yeah.
Which has never happened. The closest was Force Awakens. 900 million. So, go. Disney is having a rough time. They need your support.
Fuck you.
So go see this movie. And while you're at it, go see Captain Marvel.
Fuck you. Actually, yeah, go see Captain Marvel.
And see Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
And go see Aladdin. No,
fuck
that movie. That movie's gonna bomb.
Yeah.
Dumbo bombed.
Yeah.
And Dumbo's cute. Will Smith, covered in blue face, is not cute.
You see, you took a cute character and gave it to fucking Tim Burton. What'd you expect? Give Aladdin to Tim Burton. Fuck it.
Fuck, I'd go see that.
Me too! But no, you gave the cutesy fucking elephant that can fly to Tim Burton. Then you let this motherfucker...
Man, I would go see that.
The genie would be like a fucking ghost. Like, actually fucking
Michael
ghost.
Keaton as the genie. We know he can do it. He was Beetlejuice, for Christ's sake.
Danny DeVito as the genie.
You gotta pay the troll toll if you want that boy's soul. Fucking love Danny DeVito.
I keep giving a disclaimer before the movie saying, no, Danny DeVito does not play Dumbo. I would watch that. I legit, if it's just Danny DeVito, a gray onesie that goes over his head, and just
he's in an elephant suit,
and the fucking ears just hanging off, and he's got like a nose on the end, and he's just like, I can fly! And it's just bad green screen.
I can hear Danny DeVito screaming, I can fly. That's the sad part. Well, this review has gone off the rails. So, I think it's a good time to call it.
Michael Keaton's like, Dumbo, the flying elephant! It's just Danny DeVito. In front of a bad green screen with just a fan blowing on him.
You just got me to see that movie. I would go see that.
I would too.
And make it as long as the original.
No, make it longer.
Remember when kids' movies were short because you're taking a kid to a fucking kids' movie?
You know what that means? That means we're going to see Danny DeVito dressed up as Dumbo tripping balls. he's and the elephants that he sees dancing around are just him.
Oh, the balls! I'm tripping in the balls!
He just sees himself in a pink elephant outfit walking around. That's him.
There was a thing before Endgame. We'll wrap this up, I promise. Or you can just turn it on. Where...
Don't do that.
Seth Rogen comes on. It's like, yeah, welcome to Endgame. I know you guys are ready to see it. This nice family film. And I'm like, what the fuck? Family film?
It's Seth Rogen. He's probably joking.
He's like, hey, come see my movie next weekend.
What movie was it?
It's something about some woman's running for president and he keeps embarrassing her. It's a bomb, is what it is. It's a fucking bomb that they're like, well, we gotta put something out to run against the second weekend of Endgame. You wanna know how much it's gonna bomb? Okay. Oh, we're gonna open against the second weekend of Endgame. We're fucked, because there's a lot of people waiting to that second weekend. And then the next weekend, oh, it's Detective Pikachu, which sounds like it's gonna be big.
but I don't want it.
And then by the end of the month, it's going to be totally forgotten because it's going to get stomped by Godzilla. Which we will be reviewing right here.
Yeah, we're probably going to go off on a tirade about how Danny DeVito should play King Ghidorah. It's just Danny DeVito and a yellow suit with 3 heads.
It's 3 Danny DeVito heads. All right.
You motherfucker.
All right, so let's wrap it up because it's early Sunday morning.
I'm tired.
Me too. I need some breakfast.
I didn't get home until 1 last night.
No, that's why I went to bed.
Yeah.
We were going to do this last night, but no, tired. See, they got to go yesterday morning at the Prick Theater here in town. I decided to stand by my principles and drive over to the 90s aesthetic.
See, I can't make comments on that because I need to be professional.
I am professional.
You just called it the Prick Theater.
Yes, Prick Theater. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Okay.
You know what's funny, though? This is how old that theater is. The one I went to. It was built in the 90s. I saw Batman Forever there opening night.
I'm sorry.
Which is going to be back in theaters for anyone interested. I'm sitting there last night. Let's go to Batman tirade real quick before we wrap this up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Celebrate the 80th anniversary of Batman. Fathom events. So they're like, starting off with Batman, the 1989 classic. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll see that. Then it's Batman Returns. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm thinking, all right, they're going to play fucking Nolan movies. Then it's Batman Forever. I'm like, please don't. Please don't. And then followed by Batman and Robin. What the fuck? That's back in theaters? What? We're celebrating the 80th fucking birthday of Batman. That's a goddamn roast. Holy shit. But like I was saying, the seats in there are just newer versions of these old fucks. So I've seen, how do I put, because I have cup holders for these out in the garage. I am not a hoarder. But I was actually looking to see how they hooked up because they were the same cup holders. I'll take you there.
I'm sure you will.
It's 90s aesthetic. Well, nobody goes there because it's old.
Because it's 90s
Because it's
aesthetic.
old. Yeah, but I had a whole row of 4 seats. I was stretched out. I had my shoes off. It was a good time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So don't be afraid. The theater that brings you food and has recliners. Who wants to sit in a fucking recliner at the movie? You know what's going to happen in a recliner? I'm going to fall asleep. If I want to fall asleep in a recliner with a movie on, I can do that at home and save $25.
Except he'll be watching the newest Phantasm movie.
There aren't any more Phantasm movies.
What was the last one you watched?
Ravager.
Yeah,
that
I'll
was
fall
that
asleep
was
during Phantasm Ravager.
That movie was terrible. I
Yeah,
don't even know what happened.
there was some Phantasm.
Let's review Phantasm Ravager.
No, that's the whole reason you're doing that.
No, I just watched them for fun, honestly.
You're a fucking idiot.
The first one's good. The ones in the middle are okay. And then the last one is god-awful. I was totally lost.
Let's wrap this up, please.
Phantasm Ravager?
Fuck you.
Well, they're not going to make any more because Angus Scribb died.
I know.
The tall man.
I know.
Boy!
I know.
Alright, so, with that being said, what's our next review probably going to be?
Godzilla?
I don't think anything else comes out unless Detective Pikachu.
You want to go see Detective Pikachu? We're
I
probably going to get Detective Pikachu.
I will for free.
Let's go see Detective Pikachu.
Alright, so we will see you if his theater gets Detective Pikachu so I can see it for free. Because I'm not paying for that shit.
What, you don't want to pay to go see Ryan Reynolds as
I know nothing about Pokemon.
Me neither.
I actually used a cheat on the Pokemon Go app to get the Pikachu, and then I quit.
See, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I'm like, got Pikachu, I'm done. See ya.
That's the only Pokemon I know. And Charizard. I know a few.
I know Pikachu.
Charizard's the red dragon thing.
The red dragon, like Ray finds back.
Fuck you.
You call me insane.
Moving
Philip
on.
Seymour Hoffman, I'm going to push you flaming down the street.
Fuck
Spoiler.
off, let's wrap this up.
Spoiler. All right, so that's it. We will see you next time. As always, you got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to share, and repeat. There are new videos every Friday night for movies you never want to watch. 100th episode's coming up.
Oh, God.
And I'm taking the night off.
Fuck.
So, until next time,
Bye.
and aloha for just a while.
Love you 3000.
All right. How long was that? Holy shit.